will continue.
Okay, so welcome everyone. It's still my pleasure to spend this evening with you talking about our Neolife products. And from wherever you are, I'm glad that you're with us this evening. And as you will have maybe seen from your invite, today I'm going to talk about our home care range. And in our Neolife lifestyle, we are very much engaged with trying to make sure that everything we do supports good health. We do not embrace the idea of waiting to get sick and go to the doctor or to have health problems before we act. We try to be proactive. And in using our Neolife home care range, we ensure that we extend the care that we give to our bodies also to our environment. And our home is, of course, our first environment. That is where we live, we sleep, we relax. That's where we raise our children and spend time with family. So our homes are an important place to think about the care of our environment, and the home care range plays an important role in this. So, of course, also our general environment further on, the environment that is around us, we also are responsible for doing our best as good stewards to take care of our continent, to take care of our planet, so that we can live in conditions that are conducive to good health and flourishing. Of course, maybe we will know from the many occasions we have talked about our home care products that it is possible that we bring in some pollutants and toxins from using home care ranges that are not as concerned with eliminating toxicity and ensuring that our home care products does not contribute to toxins either in our own bodies, in our homes, or in our environment. So by using our Neolife home care, we are playing an important role in ensuring that the toxic load in our bodies is kept at a minimum, and also ensuring that our own activities do not contribute majorly to the toxifying of our environment. So getting into the products themselves, the first thing I wanted to mention is some of the selling points and unique points of our home care products. So number one, they are effective for their specific purpose. So of course, when we are, any of us, when we are getting a product to use, we want to know if it's going to be effective. So the home care range is effective. And number two, our home care range are concentrates, which means they give value for money, and they also minimize the amount of plastic usage. Because if you consider that 1 liter of a product is going to make for you 11 liters, that means that if you had been buying them in a ready-mixed state, then what will happen is that you will be using maybe many more bottles than what you use. So the concentration is not only value for money, but also minimizes the amount of plastics we put into our environment. Then number three is that our home care products are non-toxic, and if we accidentally ingest it, then of course we are not in great danger. We just simply need to use water to drink and to observe the person, maybe it's a child, to make sure that there are no adverse, but they are not the kind of products where you are going to worry that you are going to be poisoned. And then, of course, they are biodegradable once they are in the environment. Our environment is having to deal with a lot of chemicals from different sources, such as medication, from factories and industries, and so on. So the biodegradability of our home care range contributes to make sure that we are not adding to the things in the environment which will stay there for decades and decades. So those are 4 points which our home care products have in common. Then now I wanted to mention the products in their specific names, and I start with my all-time favorite, LDC, which I think many of us are familiar with. And if you are new in our business, maybe you are joining us this month or in the recent days, LDC is an excellent product to be where you start the use of our home care range, because it is very versatile. It's a low duty concentrate that is totally water soluble. It is free rinsing, and it is, of course, non-toxic. Free rinsing means that it does not leave behind residue. Everything is dissolved and carried away in the water. We can use it for cleaning dishes, for cleaning the floor, as well as for cleaning delicate laundry. Let's say, like, if you've got these beautiful African dresses that we have, and you don't want to use harsh detergents on them, then LDC is a good choice for that. LDC also has got a neutral pH, which means it does not irritate the skin if you are using your hands for cleaning. And also, for that reason, it can be used for bathing. We can also use it for rinsing impurities from fruits and vegetables. We dilute it, and then we use it for cleaning our fruits and vegetables. You need a very small amount, a dilution of a dilution. And this will clean we can use it to clean our fruits and vegetables if they need that kind of cleaning. If just rinsing with water is not, does not seem adequate for you. So that is LDC, an excellent product that can be used in very many parts of the house and can replace many products that you buy out there. Then, of course, it comes in 1 liter. It also comes in 5 liters. And you can choose which amount that you want. And maybe if you have got a helper at home, it would be good to show them how to dilute it so that you make sure you get the benefits of value for money. Then I want to move on to Super 10 and LC30. So both of these are industrial strength cleaning agents. They are the heavy duty cleaners. Super 10 is for tough household jobs, while LC30 can be used for factory premises. They are used for cleaning things like ovens, stains, tools, engines, and so on. So where you need a stronger cleaner than LDC, Super 10 will come handy. And if you maybe have a client who has got a factory or a big premises where they need something to clean well, then LC30 will be the one to choose there. So LC30 will not come in a 1 liter size because it's for industrial use, whereas Super 10 will come in 1 and 5 liters. Then moving on to the fourth product that I wanted to talk about, and that is Care Solution. So Care is our gentle but very effective antimicrobial. It has a mild scent and is highly concentrated. So a small amount goes a long way. Care has been tested extensively and has been found to be effective for a comprehensive range of germs, so including bacteria, molds, and viruses. And we found it very useful during especially when the pandemic was very, very highly being talked about. We found that Care was quite effective as a sanitizer and also gentle on the hands. So we use it also to clean and deodorize toilets. And what you can also do is dilute it and spray it in the air or in the bathroom from a height where the droplets can then fall on all the surfaces and thereby sanitize them. This is the case, for example, if you've got a small child who is crawling around and you want to sanitize the bathroom effectively or other surfaces, then Care plays an important role. So Care is the equivalent of some of the things you might use for antibacterial agents in your home. Okay, then we have got the laundry products. This is G1 laundry powder and oxygen bleach. So both of these are what we use in the laundry. They are concentrated. And G1 laundry can be used for both hand wash and for machine wash, whereas the oxygen bleach is for making sure that we clean off stains. And the nice thing about the oxygen bleach is that it acts on the stains, but not the pigments that are used to dye your clothes. So with the oxygen bleach, you'll be able to clean even your colored things without the loss of the dye. Then with G1 laundry, also it's if you find that, let's say if you're using it for hand wash, you may need to add a little bit of LDC to create foam because it does not foam. That is why we can use it in a machine. But if you're doing hand washing and you're finding that you need to add a bit of foam, then what we normally would do is add some LDC to help it along. So those are our laundry compounds, and as I say, they are color safe and gentle. They are tough on dirt, but gentle on fabric. And I always give a testimony that having raised four boys, now young men, I found that school uniforms used to really take a heavy beating, but by using G1 laundry, we were able to use our uniforms very well, because some of the harsh laundry powders make clothes wear out much faster. So the G1 laundry, I found it to be very good for clothes that you have to clean very over and over again, like overalls or school uniforms and so on, because it is tough on dirt but not on the fabric. The same applies for oxygen bleach. Then the other companion of the laundry is the softs. The soft is our fabric conditioner, which is effective in conditioning the fabric after washing, so it's added to the rinse. It is non-allergenic, which is good for people who are sensitive. Some of the fabric conditioners that we find in the market have got very strong and harsh perfumes, which irritate people who are sensitive, but we find that soft is very mild and quite effective at the same time. And so we can recommend it for people who normally have struggles such as asthma, who may find the high order of the fabric conditioners we normally find. They'll find that soft is much better for them. Then we can also use soft for anti-static on carpet. So if you have a carpet that gives you shocks, then what you can do is dilute the soft and spray it lightly on the carpet to stop the static if you have this problem with your carpet. Then we move on to Lemon Glow, which is our furniture polish. We use it for cleaning and protecting furniture. It's quite versatile and it is water-based, which means that it does not have that unpleasant accumulation that some of the oil-based polishes have. It also does not leave an oily or chalky residue on the furniture when you use it. We use a very small amount on a damp cloth, and then we apply it. We leave it to dry for a few minutes, and then we polish it off with a soft cloth. So Lemon Glow, another excellent member of our home care range, and we can use it for wooden furniture. We can use it for other kinds of furniture that we want to polish. Then the next one I want to speak about is Carpet Glow. So this is our carpet cleaning concentrate, and it can also be used for cleaning mirrors and shiny surfaces, like shining metallic surfaces like chrome. Because some of the tables or furniture can be made of that shiny chrome material, and we can use Carpet Glow for that as well as for the carpets. Then if you're using it by hand to clean the carpets, then we need to first test if the dye on the carpets is fast, that is, it does not run, because some of the carpets may have maybe dyed with dyes that run, and it's better to know before you start. So you do a small test in a corner of the carpet to see, and then we mix it 1 to 40, and we create a foam, and it's only the foam that is used for cleaning. And then we leave it to dry and use a vacuum cleaner to vacuum up the loosened dirt on the carpet. If you're using a machine with Carpet Glow, then you follow the instructions of the carpet cleaning machine. Then the last product I have here is Fantastic, which is our excellent floor polish for hard floors. For example, hardwood or tile floors, we can use Fantastic. Fantastic is also a water-based polish, and it provides a high gloss to floors, for example, wooden floors and also tile floors. It is environmentally friendly, and it has a mild scent, not a strong and pleasant scent. So those are some of our clean home care range. And of course, as distributors and also as customers, it is important that we are not content to just take care of what we are taking internally. We need to take care also of what we use in our environment. Because remember, everything that we use in our house is going to go out through the drain and it's going to enter our environment. And if it is harmful, the harm is going to remain there and we are going to be the ones who suffer from it. So for that reason, at least I think in most households, we can make use of LDC for our general cleaning, and we can add Super 10 for the heavier cleaning that we might need. Then we need to have care at home also for our bathrooms as well as for general sanitizing. And for our laundry, we can use G1, the G1 laundry powder, and we, in addition, the soft. If we need to use a bleach, then we have the oxygen bleach. So in general, we have all these products that we can use, and instead of going out to the supermarket to buy cleaning products, the best thing is to look in our own Neolife catalog to find what we can use in our homes. And as I said, of course, if you have got a helper who does not understand that they are concentrates, it is important to educate them so that they know how to use the product, because otherwise you will not get the benefits of value for money if they are using them as if they are already diluted. So it's a good point to educate the house help for that, for those who have house help. Then with maybe the few minutes I have, I will look at some of the questions that are outstanding. I had someone who wanted to know what can be used for a weak heart for an older person who has been struggling with progressively weakening heart function. And what we recommend there is coenzyme Q10, which helps with the working of the heart muscle. And then we also recommend ProVitality. As you know, ProVitality is a combination of basic supplements. It has carotenoid complex, multi, and as well as omega-3 and TRINN. So we have ProVitality as a good supplement for that. And we add to that lipotropic adjunct, which is important for the quality of our blood, because also the heart problems can be worsened by blood issues to do with the quality of the blood itself. And then to that, we also add magnesium. So I think those products can be recommended for the person with a weak heart. Also some mild exercise, because our hearts need to get some exercise in order to maintain the workings of the heart muscle. Then, of course, there's a tendency as we reach those old, elder years in the 80s and so on, that the heart function might start to deteriorate. But of course, we always try to support the good health of every one of our clients or family members at whatever age they are. Then another person was asking, this is a variously asked question about failing kidneys and also chronic kidney disease. And as I think I've mentioned on previous occasions, one of the things that is leading to this increase in failing kidneys and kidney problems is actually diabetes. So when someone comes with a problem to do with kidneys, it is also good to inquire if they have checked whether their blood sugar, their sugar metabolism is going on well, because they could find that the problem is originating not from their kidney, but actually from their sugar metabolism. And because we also have products that can help with the sugar, then we can go for the problem at its root, if that is the reason why their kidneys are failing. Also, failing kidneys can be linked to poor heart function, as the first question we had about the weak heart. So a weak heart can also be linked to, a failing kidney can also be as a result of the fact that the heart is not able to pump as well as it should. So that could also be, could also affect what we recommend. But in general, for a failing kidney, we don't recommend too many products, because the kidneys are the excretory organs, one of the main excretory organs, and we don't want to overload it if it's already struggling. So we just recommend Betagard and multimineral alfalfa. Possibly we can also add omega-3 salmon oil. So those would be the ones that we recommend for the kidneys. But at the same time, if we find that there is a link with poor heart function, we then can add the products for the heart function. And if we find that it's linked to poor sugar metabolism, then we can add botanical balance to the mix. So when we have clients asking us to recommend for them products, we should also try to find a bit of a background for some of these problems so that we are better able to give a good recommendation that is going to help them effectively. Because as we said, our products are effective when we use them for the purpose recommended. And that is why it is a good habit to try and get some background information. So I think that I will not start on another question because the time is running out. I want to thank you very much and to encourage you as we are going into the last third of the month that you put your shoulder to the wheel and get working, because we still have a week or so, maybe some 10 days or so, in which to work towards our goals for September. And as always, when we are reaching our goals, we know that we are making a positive difference in the world around us. And not only are we benefiting, but all whose lives we touch are going to benefit from our success. This should be an encouragement for us to go out there, to be ready to give education, information, as well as to work towards our own goals, whether they be health goals or financial goals. In Neolife, we want to have a holistic life where everything works towards our flourishing. Thank you very much for your attention this evening. And I want to hand you over to Pascal, who is going to go through the business section of the presentation today. And I wish you all the best for the remainder of the month. Thank you very much. Here's Pascal now.
Thank you very much, Betty, for those ideas about home care products. In fact, home care product is something we've been using since we started the business, and I particularly love LDC. LDC is my go-to product because I use it for shaving, use it for washing dishes, use it for cleaning the kitchen, the bathroom. I use it for washing my car. So LDC is a very, very good product. What I want to speak to you about now is how to structure your business so that it becomes profitable. So the topic we're going to discuss today is structure. Maybe some of you who are new in the business have not come across what structure is. But I'm sure if you're in the business long enough, you need to know that our marketing plan pays you most when you help other people become successful. That means if you build directors in your team. I mean, let me just share the screen with you. One moment, please. Slideshow. Okay. What is the reason why you sponsor people in the business, or why do you build a team? You sponsor people in the business to build directors. That is the only reason why you sponsor people in the business, okay? Why is that important? Because then your compensation is higher because you're building leaders in your team. For example, when you start the business, before you become a director, you are paid sales volume bonus, which rises from 3% to 25%. That's over 4,000 PV. After that, when you start building other directors, you are paid, apart from the sales volume bonus, you're paid the leadership development bonus. That is, you're paid a percentage of the volume that the leaders you built or you guide in your business. Once you start building directors and you build more than six or more, and you've got more than 100,000 PV in your group, then you start earning network development bonus. That is when you really start earning very good money in the business. But how do you go through this process of building the structure to make sure you get maximum benefit from the compensation plan? So you need to take care of your structure in this sense. But I was speaking to one of our really upcoming leaders in our business yesterday, and she was telling me that sometimes when I approach people, they're not interested in the business; they just want to buy products. And I said that it's very good that a number of people join the business just to buy products. Because you need three kinds of people in your business. You need the business builders. These are the ones who actually become leaders in your team. You need the people who join the business and they just want to buy products at a discount. Then you need others who join the business. They sponsor one or two people after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they're satisfied with it. So you need all the three types of people in your business to have a stable business according to our compensation plan. Our compensation plan is called the breakaway system. Now, what is structure? Structure is when you build, think about your business as a tree. If your tree is going to be very stable and very strong and grow up, it needs to have deep roots, but it also needs to have extended wide roots. Then you have a very strong and stable tree that even when the wind comes, it will not blow your tree down. That means it won't blow your business down. So how do you build your structure? You build your structure by doing two things. One is building width. Width simply means the people you sponsor directly under you. That is what building width is. The second thing you build is depth. Depth is when you help the people in your group to sponsor others, and you go 12 to 14 deep in each leg. That gives a business stability. Now, let's go back to building width. How do you build width? You build width by going wide. That means you sponsor people directly, okay? Sponsoring people directly is when you build width. How do you build width? You build width by doing the four basics. One, having a name list. Number two, inviting people to see the business. Number three, showing those who are interested. And number four, to follow up and close the people, okay? And remember, fortune is in the follow-up. Follow-up is the people who have seen the business and haven't quite made up their mind. So you do the four basics to build width: name list, inviting, showing the plan, and follow up to close the prospects. That is width. But you see, width gives you potential volume. What gives you actual big volume is when you start building depth. How do you build depth? You build depth by going deep in each leg, 12 to 14 deep. Three ideas in building depth. Number one, you need to help the people you've sponsored directly to duplicate what you're doing. That means you help them sponsor others. And we say you work on the taproot. Taproot simply means you work at the lowest person in each leg to generate growth in that leg. Number two, teach each person to go wide as quickly as possible. Number three, work with those who are willing to work. If I may show you, this is this structure is, you go 6 wide. That means you sponsor 6 people directly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these people you sponsor directly, you help them sponsor at least 3 levels deep, with the idea that this 3 levels deep will start creating volume and to build this unit to become director. So what is the goal? Go wide until you find 3 legs to work with. That means until you identify 3 people who are serious and want to build the business. And then in each of those legs, the goal is to go 12 deep in each of these 3 legs. If you go 12 deep in each of these 3 legs, they should be able to stabilize and become director legs. That's how you build depth. Maybe you will find a leader in the 2nd level, maybe in the 6th level, maybe even the 14th or the 15th level in the business. For example, one of our legs we have in Kenya is the Njerus, Charles and Judith Njeru. And one of the most successful distributors in that leg is Josephat and Pierrot's Karaoke. And when I checked, Josephat and Pierrot's are 17 levels from Betty and myself. That is what it means by building depth. Pay attention to the people who are serious at a very low level in that leg, because it creates momentum in that business. So think about the sponsor as wide as possible, then identify 3 legs to work with. And each of those legs, the goal is to go 12 deep in each of these legs. If you keep doing that, you will find that those legs begin to stabilize. And at each level, you need to change your role. Initially, when people have joined the business, you teach them the basics, name list, how to invite, how to show the plan, and how to follow up and close people. But as that leg grows and you identify leaders, you begin to teach them leadership skills. You begin to teach them how to support their team. You need to have regular discussions with them, check their structure, see how they're doing. Now your role is changed. You don't leave a leg until that leg is either sapphire or ruby leg. But your role never actually diminishes. Your role simply changes to build depth in that leg. Okay? And number three, the first two elements we said in building structure is one, build width. The second thing is build depth. The third thing is focus on what duplicates. That means do the simple things that people in your team can duplicate. In fact, you will know that you've successfully built an organization when people in your team are able to do the things they do without without you. So focus on what duplicates, keep sponsoring always, because remember that your legs sometimes will outgrow you. It means that some of the legs you have sponsored will eventually become director legs, and you cannot depend on them to do your 4,000 PV. Develop the right attitude, and you do this by reading. If you read as a person, the people in your group will read. If you don't read, they won't read. It's very strange and very funny that the more you read, the more you attract people who read like yourself, and eventually you'll attract the right people. So aim at discipline, not motivation. Motivation, remember, starts you on the path of success, but it's discipline that keeps you going. Okay? And something else you need to realize, sometimes when you go for big conventions, you see people on the going on stage, they have qualified new directors, new sapphires, new rubies, new president's team member. You begin to applaud what they do, but don't make the mistake of making them extraordinary to get you off the hook of the responsibility for your own success. Do not make others extraordinary to get you off the hook, because you also have to discipline yourself, and eventually you also need to go on stage. The fourth thing is keep your eyes on the future. This is very important, because when you keep your eyes in the future, you're able to deal with challenges. You see, when you're going through challenges, there is no power when your mind is locked up in what you're going through. But there is power when your eyes is on the future and your past successes, because it gives you the drive to keep building the business. Do not pay attention to what your mind is telling you. You see, our brain or our mind is designed to keep us safe. That is what it is. That's why when you hear a loud noise, you want to protect yourself. When you see danger coming, you want to protect yourself. So the mind is always there to protect you. It actually tends to protect the status quo. That means it doesn't want anything new. That's what the mind does. So you need to be careful not to allow your mind to mislead you. So do not pay attention to what your mind is telling you. Your mind may tell you, this business is difficult, or prospects don't want to talk to me, or things like that. Your mind is always seeking comfort, but you need to learn how to be comfortable with discomfort. If you find that you're comfortable, that's already a red flag. That's already a sign that you need to actually change. So do not be comfortable with being comfortable. You need to be comfortable with discomfort, which means you need to keep doing the things that makes you uncomfortable every day. And then have an accountability mirror. Just have a sense of holding yourself accountable to the things that you need to do. So those are the few ideas I wanted to speak to you about building structure. Building structure simply means that you build a business that is stable, that will qualify month after month. First, do the basics to go wide, then build depth by helping the people you sponsor to go deep in each leg. Sponsor until you find 3 legs that you can work with. Focus on what duplicates, and always keep sponsoring yourself, because some of the people in your group will start to qualify as directors, and you can't use their PV to qualify as a director. And then keep your eyes on the future and your past success. If you keep doing this, your business will grow. Then the next thing I wanted to discuss with you is the power of your story. If you look at the most successful people, the most successful teachers, they always use stories to pass a very simple but profound message. Okay? Why is your story very, very important? Because the thing that tips balance for people to actually make a commitment to the business is relating. If people can relate with your story, then it's most likely they make a decision to start the business. So when a prospect says in their mind, okay, I can relate to what this person is saying. People join when they know, they trust, and like you. Those are the very simple elements that you need to think about when you're prospecting. But how do you tell your story? Telling your story has got 4 elements. The first, how was your life before you started Neolife? What are the challenges you are going through? Second, how did you come to join Neolife? What drove you? What was the thing that triggered you to say, okay, I want to try this business? It could be a product, could be health challenges, it could be lack of money, or it could be you lost your job, or you lost your... There must have been a reason why you decided to join the business. What benefits have you received from the business, either product benefit or income that you've earned in the business? And how does the future look like? That is the 4 elements that you need to master to be able to tell your story. Because if you share your story with 2 to 3 people every day, and sharing your story doesn't have to take more than 5 minutes. If you share your story with 3 or 4 people, 2 to 3 people every single day, in 6 months' time, you should be able to reach director. In a year's time, maybe world team member. So you need to master telling your story. For example, Betty and I left Kenya in the year 1992. We came to South Africa through Lesotho in 1995. And when we came here, I came to study because I believed what my dad said, that you go to school, get a good education. So I came to South Africa to work and to study. I did a postgraduate course in construction management. But when I finished, there was not a single increase in my income or my salary. And that really got me frustrated. And secondly, when a family is growing, the demands of the needs of a family grow more than the income that is generated by one job. So Betty and I were quite concerned that we needed to do something to be able to supplement my salary. I thought about doing bookkeeping and different things. So, and secondly, Betty could not get a job in Pretoria as a science teacher because she was trained as a science teacher, biology and chemistry. So I remember she had sent her CV to all the English-speaking schools in Pretoria, but she couldn't get a job. And she said, I've looked for a job long enough, let the job come and find me at home. And 2 weeks later, a friend of hers called her and told her, Betty, I know you have a child who is ill, but you've been looking for a job. I think I have something that may be of interest to you. Just come for the presentation and have a look. So I stayed at home to look after our boys. Betty went for the presentation. She came back. She was very excited. And the person who spoke that night was Hansi Kronua, our leader from Cape Town. And what really attracted Betty is Hansi Kronua also has a child who has got an illness that really requires parental attention. His son has cerebral palsy, and that's what really attracted Betty to the business. So she came home. She couldn't quite explain the details of how to make money, but I asked a few questions. I said, how much does it take to get started in the business? They told us 425 Rand. At that time, we didn't have the 425. So I wrote a check and asked my bank manager to honor the check. When I called him and told him, look, we're starting a business, please honor the check. And he almost fainted. As I told him, no, it's only 425 rand. Of course, he laughed and said, what kind of business do you start with 425 rand? That's how we got started. And the first check was about $3. After 7 months of working the business part-time, our income reached $1,000. That's when I decided to make a commitment to the business. We built the business so intensely. After 3 years, what we're earning from the business was 3 times my salary. And I fired my boss. And the future looks bright for us in the business because now we could build a business and be full-time parents, but also I couldn't be fired from my job anymore because it's my own business. So I see the future looking very bright in this business. So simply, that is how you tell your story. How your life was like before you started, how you came to join the business, what benefits have you get in the business, and how does the future look like? Share your story that way with 2 to 3 people every single day. After you've asked the qualifying question, you will find that your business will grow in leaps and bounds. That's how you build your business, step by step. If you keep doing that every day, if you keep sharing your stories every day, you will find that your business grows very well. Why do people relate with stories? Because there are 3 things I have noticed that the most powerful speakers in the world use. And they use 3 Greek words. One is ethos, one is pathos, and one is logos. Ethos simply means your integrity. Pathos means the ability to touch people's feelings, and logos is how to, when you advance a solid reason for what you're saying. So people must be able to relate to what you're saying, and they can say, if Pascal and Betty can do it, I see I'm also in a similar situation, maybe this business can work for us. And what she's saying makes a lot of sense for me. Okay, so learn to tell your stories, practice telling your story. Maybe at the beginning it may not look very fluent, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and your business will grow to leaps and bounds. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few things I wanted to share with you today. I hope they have been very helpful. And today is the 22nd. We've got about 1.5 weeks to go to fulfill your goals for the month of September. And from what I see, I think the business is going to do very well for this month of September. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time to spend with us this evening. And I want to hand over back to Paul. Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Pascal. Thank you so much for such a wonderful training together with Betty. We have been able to learn a lot, and I believe the distributors on call, they have been able to pick some of the things that they need to be able to put in their business so that they can be able to achieve the success that they want to achieve. So thank you so much for that session on your structure, and also how we can be able to have the correct story in place so that we can be able to share our opportunity. So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our training today. Just as Pascal has reminded us, month end is just across the corner. Let's continue to push our business. And also, we have some exciting events that are happening next month. We are going to have senior manager schools for all the senior managers and the managers. If you're a manager, you can be able to, if you step up to senior manager, you'll be able to get an invitation to that event. So just look out for the flyer and see what you can be able to do to be able to be part of that exciting event. On top of that, in Kenya, we are going to host Charlie Bolton, that is our 5 Diamond director, on the weekend of 22nd and 23rd. We are going to have a very big event, exciting event in KICC. So we're looking forward to seeing every distributor attend that event. I mean, what more do you want more than coming to listen to the most successful distributor, I believe, in our business at this time. So you'll be able to get a lot of wisdom being shared there among other leaders. And we're looking forward to be able to host you. So mark that date and start planning on how you'll be able to bring people in your team in that meeting. So we are happy, we are excited about the things that are happening in in East Africa and Africa. Today, our Ruby directors, our one Ruby directors arrived in Johannesburg, that is Santon, for Ruby orientation. And all these people, they were one time, invited, they started their business, and they went through all the processes that Pascal and Betty, they are speaking to us about. And today, I mean, they got a free of charge event, every cost paid by the company of Neolife. For the next 3 nights and 4 days, they're going to be in South Africa, just having fun and learning and shopping. So, and it's a place you want to be. So let's continue to build. Today is them, tomorrow is you. So have a lovely evening. Tomorrow we are going to have our Swahili session, and we have one amazing guest speaker. That is our president team member in Tanzania. That is Osiana Sanga. She's actually president team member #1 during our convention in East Africa, and that is a story you don't want to miss. So see you tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless you, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Pascal.
Bye.
And thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.